second round to meet the Buffalo Sabres. We're not leaving! The show keeps going!
I get up in the evening and I ain't got nothing to say. I come home in the morning, I go to bed feeling the same way. I ain't nothing but tired, man, I'm just tired and bored with myself. Baby, baby, I could use just a little help. You can't start a fire, you can't start a fire without a spark. This gun's for hire, even if we're just dancing in the dark.
Oh, now do you believe these guys are good? Scary good!
Sit around getting older. There's a joke, yes, and wine, it's on me. I shake this world off my shoulders. Come on, baby, the laughs on me. Can't start a fire, sitting around crying over a broken heart. This comes to higher, even if we're just dancing in the dark. You can't start a fire when I got your little world falling apart. This comes to higher, even if we're just dancing in the dark. Even if we're just dancing in the dark.
Hello, Canada and hockey fans of the United States and Newfoundland.
This is Hockey Night in Canada on Sportsnet.
You want action? We've got action for you here tonight.
He's got a step! He's in! Scores!
Absolutely amazing. Hold it. Did we win the lottery? Bruce Springsteen? Wow. Producer John Sanders, James Sharp, the editor, thank you for that. You know, we're the day after the NHL draft lottery, and Buffalo's where they won in 1970, the spin of the wheel to get Gilbert Perreault. Before you know it, it was the French Connection, then Scotty Bowman. From memory lane to the fast lane, this is the 8th time for the Canadiens and the Buffalo Sabres. Ryan Strome closing in on 1,000 games, 500 points in the NHL. The Calgary Flame is our special guest with Kevin, of course. And Kelly, your thought?
Okay, so this is going to be a different series for the Suzuki line with Caulfield and Slavkovsky. It was a tough sledding versus Tampa. Couldn't really get going 5-on-5. I think they're going to break out in this series.
For me, I think get everyone into it early. You want to use the emotion of the crowd, but you don't want to take a penalty. There's nothing worse as a player than sitting through a PK. You don't get your first shift to the 15-minute mark. And I'm curious to see how the Montreal skill guys react. It's going to be a different series, more open ice, and I think they need to score goals to win the series. We'll see if they can kind of catch some fire.
Rasmus Dahlin could be the best defenseman in the world this season. Lane Hudson not far behind him. There's some serious firepower in this game and in this series.
Chris Cuthbert, Craig Simpson, Kyle Bukauskas, David Amber, Elliot Friedman are all at KeyBank for game number 1. The Atlantic Division rivals, the Habs and the Sabres. Enjoy.
The dawn of a new era in the Atlantic Division. The Canadiens and Sabres are the last two teams standing. Nick Suzuki said we've got a group of guys that want the moment. The latest one is almost here. Lindy Ruff could sense, even as the winds piled up for the Sabres, the city was still wondering, is this real? Well, to borrow from the late Rick Jeanneret, now they do believe. When he retired as voice of the Sabres, referenced an old song from Neil Diamond, Beautiful Noise. He said, my beautiful noise is a little different. Mine is the roar of the crowd, and the noise is beautiful in here from all over the streets, going on everywhere, like in the wee hours of the morning when the Sabres landed back here after eliminating Boston. There is beauty in making the noise go away, too. The Canadiens did that 3 times on the road in the first round. It's the kind of noise that makes you pound your chest in unison to the beat, and the beat goes on to round number 2. It is game 1, Canadiens, Sabres. Just beautiful.
Please rise if you are able and remove your hats for the presentation of the colors by the Buffalo Police Honor Guard. And now the singing of O Canada and the Star-Spangled Banner, performed tonight by Cammie Clooney.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God, keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
William Victor has a long list of Hollywood credits, including The Perfect Storm. So a perfect stage center for Game 1. Canadiens Sabres, an Atlantic Division final in the bedlam of KeyBank Center. There's Jakub Dobeš coming off his first series victory. And at the other end, it's Alex Lyon, and away we go. And Craig Simpson, the top line for the Canadiens, out against Josh Norris, and right off the hop. Close call there in front of the Montreal net. Samuelson back to Dahlin, and a penalty already pending against the visitors as Dahlin is chased back. Extra attacker comes on, and Rasmus Dahlin in the chaos, dropping it off to Tage Thompson. Lost it at the line, but an early power play for Buffalo.
Well, just a frenetic start here. You expect on home ice. I think Montreal for sure knows what this Buffalo crowd does. Just a bad break there with the puck going backwards, and Lane Hudson gets his stick right in between. You know, the one thing about Zach Benson, he's always around the puck. Almost makes the play across to Josh Doan for an early goal, Chris, but this Buffalo team, a good start by that line to get something going, get an early power play opportunity.
That is the 8th penalty he has drawn. Benson really got under the skin of the Boston Bruins in the opening round. Just ask Charlie McAvoy.
Yeah, no kidding. That's the most that anybody has drawn in this playoffs. And a big opportunity here against a power play that's just struggled mightily. 1 for 24 in the playoffs, 1 for 46 in their last 13 games. Kind of unbelievable with the talent that they have.
Especially guys like Tage Thompson offside, and the entry has been an issue for the Sabre power play.
Yeah, we were talking to Rob Ray before, longtime Buffalo Sabre and broadcaster here, and he just said the entries have been such a problem for Lindy Ruff, getting his team trying to carry the puck through. Every defensive team penalty killing has been really aggressive at the line, and they have struggled to even get their setup, let alone get the opportunity on the goal.
Did go 3 for 11 against Montreal in the regular season, as Lyon directs it towards Rasmus Dahlin, who will quarterback things. Jake Evans out there in a penalty-killing role. And once again, they're stopped up just inside the line and turned back by Alex Newhook.
And that's what Montreal's penalty killing would have been watching from the film. They really attacked just inside the line. They've had all kinds of trouble. Force a dump in that goes off the dasher. You know, it's nothing unusual. This is what all penalty killing teams do. They try to clog the middle, stay up, and be aggressive on the entry. 3 guys in a position, but that time Newhook himself with a really good active stick. And I think this is, you know, one of those decisions here early. Nothing's happened in the first 55 seconds. Get the second unit out. Maybe they'll do a little dump and chase and get after it to try to get the setup.
Aiden Gooley broke his stick, gets a new cue from the Montreal benches. Jack Quinn kicks it back, and the speedy Ryan McLeod trying to get through it again. They're turned back this time. Josh Anderson with the backhand down the ice.
You can almost see Lindy Ruff's frustration from here behind the bench. Just turned his head to the side, and 4 times in a row.
McLeod's in this time, puts on the brakes. He is surrounded there. Gooley gets a stick on it, and again, it's turned back. Anderson nearly got away. Now across on this near side, here's Benson. Forced back, a pass to Bo Byram. Bowen Byram working his way in, scored in consecutive games, 3, 4, and 5 against Boston. Up top, and now down low it comes Sharpenko, and the mask comes off Dobeš. Play stopped, and Benson trying to stir things up in front of the Montreal net again.
Well, you think for this power play, you start overthinking it when you've had such troubles. You know, like 46 times is an eternity in the NHL, and to only have 1 goal, and it's the entries. And even 1 against 3, another chance, they don't get control of it. So why not? From a tough angle there, Doan gets right on the chin of Dobeš, knocks his straps off the back. You could see Benson had great positioning, almost got the rebound, and had he got that rebound, I think it would have counted because it was in the act of the mask coming off for Dobeš. Good early save again for number 75, who just had a spectacular series against the Tampa Bay Lightning.
First rookie to win a Game 7 since Jordan Binnington And you know what happened?
What happened
to
that
Jordan
year, Chris?
Binnington back in 2019?
It was quite a year, wasn't it?
There's a face-off one. And,
Wes McCauley.
The brunt of that. McCauley and Pierre Robert in charge of game one. Wayne Hudson over the box has rolled back. Sometimes you can be on your heels taking an early penalty, but able to subside a little momentum here with the effective penalty kill. Up ahead, Alex Carrier works his way into the Buffalo zone. Carrier all the way, trying to put it in front. That one hit a leg and bounces in behind the net. Valeno, a reverse hit there by Gordon Greenway. This is Valeno's first playoff game for the Canadiens this season as it bounces around and Valeno's got the puck. Again targeted, this time by Mallenstein. So welcome to the playoffs, Joe Valeno. In comes Greenway. He gets bounced there as Jacky stepped into him, but Jacky went down. The center pass in front and blocked in front. As Bolduc able to block that. Fourth line, a pass line for Buffalo. Made some noise on that shift. And now played ahead.
Yeah, for Lindy Ruff, your power play struggles, so you go with a line that can do this. You're back on home ice. That line is a very effective line. Doesn't play a whole lot, but that's the kind of shift you're going to get out of them. Get the crowd going, get the momentum going your way.
Dobish fired it high off the glass. There's Savant Demidov along the boards, able to work that ahead. And here's Newhook, who was the Game 7 hero, second career playoff game-winning goal. And he'll feed it back. Wade Hudson to the net, off the post. Hudson comes close. It'll come back to Matheson, flipping it through. And Alex Lyon will hold on as the Canadiens get their first grade A.
Well, there's the physical play early on in a series. Try to establish it. How about Greenway? You're right. Valeno, just watching the puck, didn't notice who he was going up against. Hudson had a couple of opportunities. You could see it delayed for a second, right off the top of the pad for Alex Lyon and off the crossbar. A little frustrated. Good job of the Buffalo defense, though, taking away any of those passing options that Hudson clearly was looking for early on and decided that the quick shot almost beat the Buffalo goaltender.
Lane Hudson didn't get credited with a shot in Game 7. He had 5 shot attempts. A stumble here. Trouble. Bends it in and Brown scores. Josh Doan.
Well, how quickly a game can change. An offensive zone face-off, you're thinking offensive play, right? Instead, you get a little bit of a stumble. Typically, Montreal has been delivering the shooter to the goaltender. And there in the middle, watch how early he goes down and doesn't take away the pass. Dobson just a little bit too early, no chance whatsoever. Hudson can't come back. The frustration of the little bounce in the neutral zone. And the Buffalo Sabres take the early 1-0 lead off the stick of Josh Doan.
4:31, time of the Doan goal, his second of the postseason, scored in Game 4 in Boston. Here's Cole Caulfield firing that off the shoulder of Lyon. Slavkovsky at the big Game 1 for Montreal against Tampa Bay. Benson the assist on that goal, and here come the Sabres again across, and tuck. Unable to finish that, a close call. Did it glance off the glove of Dobish?
Boy, he dove over there, didn't he? But again, a long pass right across through the middle drive and creating another chance. It's transition again.
That puck knocked out in front of the Buffalo net. Suzuki on it, at the line, and then shot is high. Wrapped around for goalie, in behind the net it goes to Anderson, who scored Montreal's first goal in round 1. And that shot deflecting off a stick and onto the netting in the din here at Buffalo. It got loud in a hurry.
Yeah, it's transition. You can see three guys get caught. Top line gets a little bit too deep. Now you got a middle drive there that takes away Matheson's ability to get the pass. A saucer across, a lift of the stick, and Tuck just a little too high. Dobish was there in pretty good time, but Tuck, who had a great first round with 4 goals to lead the Buffalo Sabres, had a great chance to bring this crowd to their feet yet again.
So a face-off to the left of Alex Lyon, won by Deneau. That should be an edge for the Canadiens in this series. Deneau in front, off the stick of Lyon, and back behind the net. It's Fit to Gooley, 2 assists in Game 7. Sends that wide of the net. Going Byram up the boards. That'll be knocked down there by Jack-Eye, who returns to the lineup after being a scratch in Game 7. A big shot by Texier, missed the target. And it'll be flipped out by Mallenstein. That slides just enough.
Yeah, that was a late wave off, wasn't it? Maybe just the angle going back for it there for Gooley.
Canadiens break out, and Veleno sends it in, chases after it. Out there against Logan Stanley, who missed the last game for Buffalo with an illness. Veleno trying to come up with that. Tangled up and works it loose. It'll go to Kirby Dach, spinning that wide of the net. Big Logan Stanley after it, tagged by Veleno. It comes loose to Veleno. And that pass for Belduc doesn't work. And roll back into the Montreal zone. Noah Dobson, who was terrific in his return to the Montreal lineup on Sunday. Across for Hudson. And they'll regroup back inside their line. Marty Saint-Louis telling us he got even more out of Dobson than he expected, coming off a lengthy time off. And credited Dobson with some hard work off ice to be ready to get back into playoff form. Jake Evans, an outlet for Matheson, up for Demidov. Checked at center ice. Doan trying to get back in, but the Canadiens turn it. Here goes Newhook over the line, trying to get it through for Jake Evans. Demidov plays it to Evans, back to Matheson. And across it goes to the other side. Carrier, slap pass, looking for Newhook in the slot. There's Doan, red line, meets up with Carrier, but able to play it in. Canadiens giving up a first period goal for the first time since Game 3 against the Lightning. Montreal did not trail after 1 in the opening round. That shot blocked, kept in by Gooley. After it goes Slavkovsky. In behind the net is Juraj Slavkovsky. Getting it to Caulfield. 1 goal in the opening round. Gooley shot wide. Activating his Dobson. Down low, missed Suzuki, but it slides to Caulfield, and he missed Gooley at that. They have to go back to get it. Eight and a half minutes gone. Opening period. Josh Doan, the goal scorer. Shots even at 2 apiece. Here's Gooley up ahead off Texier at the Buffalo line. Anderson charging in, gets there ahead of Timmins. Anderson in front. Deneau Roth. A big early stop for Alex Lyon. What a great setup. Deneau behind the net. At the line, it is Hudson. Anxious to atone for that stumble. Finds Anderson. Across it goes. Shot incoming and blocked. Back for Deneau. Arbor Jack-Eye. He sends it off the skate to Texier, neatly gathering that back in. Texier. Hudson. Hudson right on. A rebound in front. And it ends up on the stick to Mallenstein. And out he comes, gets to the red line, and gets a ride there from Jack-Eye in front of the Montreal bench.
No, it's a great shift by Josh Anderson, too, who's going at it with Mallenstein getting off the ice. You remember Game 1 against the Tampa Bay Lightning, his impact.
Here's Veleno in after a stumble. Veleno trying to center it. That was almost a carbon copy of the Buffalo goal, coming back the other way, perhaps. But Buffalo escapes, and now they've got the puck with Dahlin. Dropping it off. Green! And Dobish kicks that away with traffic on the doorstep as Dahlin moved up. It'll be kept in at the line by McLeod from the corner. Carrier on the scene for Montreal, and it's played up to Doc, who sends it back out to center. Pretty good pace.
Absolutely. As expected, two fast skating teams. And how about how aggressive Dobish was again there on that good chance? He was about 2 feet outside of his blue paint to cut the angle off and make that tough save.
Here comes Newhook dashing in. Takes a bump but works it free. Demidov across. Eden Dooley will swing it deep. In behind the net is Evans. Evans looks to center and Wyatt again. As the Canadiens are finding open men in front of the Buffalo net.
Just a good pace all around. You know, winning some battles to create a chance. And it's Josh Anderson from behind. There's the first big save by Alex Lyon. And then Quinn in. Look at the positioning and solid save there by Dobish.
With Rogers Xfinity Internet, I can game like a pro. See that home run, Schneitz? Yeah, I'm thinking of giving up acting, actually, and doing more sports type stuff.
Not gonna happen, kid.
How do you know?
I know.
Thought this was a safe space.
Life is filled with rewarding stages. Now, your banking is too. The CIBC Smart Account. Get up to $850.
Oh, please welcome friend of the pod, Ty.
Please tell me you did not start a podcast?
People got to hear my takes.
No, people got to go with the score.
Oh, Deep Hair's tired. Shots are really piling up.
My gut says overtime, folks.
What? No. New York's got this. Lock it in.
Bad placed.
Yeah! We called it! Oh, let's check in with the chat. Mom! You can't say that.
The Ford, it's a event? Ah, the Ford, it's a big deal event. Right now, lease this F-150 for $237 bi-weekly. That's like $119 a week.
True manliness is understanding that you need to pay attention to your stick. Dr. Squatch is aluminum-free, natural origin, and comes in incredibly manly scents. So choose natural over synthetic. Dr. Squatch deodorant. Let your stick do the talk.
Well, Alex Huck said of finally getting a chance to play playoff games in this building that this is what I think of when I think of hockey. The hockey's been pretty good so far here to begin this series in game number 1, and Buffalo the lone goal to this point, Chris.
Tuck with points in 5 of the first 6 games in the postseason.
You mentioned about Buffalo and the quick starts. That's now 8-1. They've outscored their opponents. They had 7 compared to 1 against the Boston Bruins in round 1, and they get the first goal of this series.
Canadiens with 6 shots so far in the opening 11 minutes. They were held to 4 in the first 40 against Tampa Bay in game 7. That's just a footnote now, though.
Yep. 9 shots in a game 7 and you win on the road. That's quite an amazing accomplishment there.
Josh Norris taken to the boards, a broken stick, and Dobson has to go off as the puck played back to the Sabres line. Byram, Doan, back in Benson. That Benson tried to center, knocked away by Hudson. Benson back on it. The Chilliwack BC product dropped it off. That puck bouncing around in front, and another penalty coming up. Tripping call against Montreal, another Sabre power play.
Check out 3-goal early payout brought to you by Bet365. When your team goes up 3, you get paid. It's that simple. Download the app today. Must be 19 plus, Ontario only. Please play responsibly.
Chris, if you're listening to Ryan Strome in the pregame show, he just talked about the defense. Look at Byram. He comes all the way down there. As a forward coming back, you always have an eye on where the Buffalo defense is, and it's Byram coming right on the backside, and just a little errant stick there by the captain gets in the legs. So back-to-back penalties for the road team here, and another opportunity try to fix this power play that somehow just can't quite find its way. Can you win a draw here? You said the advantage that Montreal has on the face-off could be really important here on the penalty kill.
2 minutes for tripping. Suzuki, 2 for tripping at 11:45.
Josh Norris on the faceoff. I was listening to Ryan Strome. Good to have him on the team.
Thought he did a great job.
He did.
Yeah.
And there's that faceoff win you were anticipating, but sends Buffalo back.
As Kevin said, 45.9 in the regular season. Dead last in the league. They are 43.8 in the playoffs.
This guy could do some damage on the power play. Dahlin was knocked out. A collision there. He was a little slow to get up. That rolled through for Lyon. Plays it off the end boards. Almost picked off there by Evans.
How many times are you going to try to continue to carry this puck in without a dump in? There's another hit again by Dahlin.
Dahlin's been knocked down twice. And look to the official for a call. Matheson around. That got by Tuck and down the ice. They've gone down easily there, looking for a call.
He got hit hard the first time, and he gets another little whack. So you can tell the penalty killer's focusing on the captain.
He just went off the ice with his arms raised like, how did you miss it? Here comes Quinn. He'll roll it through, try to pick it up himself. A centering pass and quickly cleared by Deneau.
Boy, I have not seen just a consistent difficulty to gain the zone. Even on the drop back, trying to create a little bit of speed and separation. Penalty killers have done a masterful job.
No shortage of speed when Ryan McLeod's on the puck, lost it there, trying to get it back, takes a jolt, and it comes back to Byram, mid-point, over on that far side. Now they work it down low, Benson gives it back. Here comes the pass across. Is McLeod in front, scores! Ryan McLeod, and they finally break through on the power play.
You know, just keeping this play alive. The little triangle down low to the bumper, and it looks like it goes right through the legs of Hudson again. He looks skyward, unable to get control of it. As he's falling down, Benson does an excellent job. Just slides it across, and you can see Dobish lost his balance one way, tried to keep the pad across, and as he's sliding to his right, McLeod able to put it up and over the goaltender's pad.
First of this Stanley Cup playoff season for Ryan McLeod, who had 4 goals for the Oilers in their run to a Stanley Cup final a couple of years ago. So a 2-0 Buffalo lead. Canadiens, for the first time in the Stanley Cup playoffs, are trailing by 2. They had a brief 2-goal lead against Tampa Bay. That didn't last long, and just about everything else has been tied or 1-goal advantage either way. So this is different territory. With under 6 to go here in the opening period. Timmins for Thompson. Sweet move by Thompson past Newhook. Sends it to the far side. Onto it, Krebs. Samuelson, Dahlin, and that one deflected into the corner. Batted over the stick with Thompson and out to center. Rasmus Dahlin. Now swung back in. Mattias Samuelson venturing in deep. And flipped out by the Canadiens. Over the head to Dahlin. Chased back there by Bolduc. Up ahead, it's Tuck off the boards. And Cody Dock got tripped up, but no call on the play. Back the other way is Tuck. Alex Tuck is in. That shot muffled by Matheson. Big hit on Carrier. Paige Thompson. Draped along the boards, but gets away from Boleno. Centers that to backhand by Dahlin, and Dobish holds on to that. Fast start for the home side. With just over 5 minutes left here in the opening frame. First Doan, and now McLeod from a similar spot on the power play.
If Connor McDavid and Connor Bedard had childhood ambitions to become architects, CIBC would work with them every step of the way.
How you doing?
Hi, Connor.
Or if they wanted to be music producers.
Let's see here. I like that.
Or motorbike mechanics.
Look at that.
Whatever their ambition, CIBC would be there with a personalized plan. Just like we'll have a personalized plan for your ambitions too. CIBC, ambitions made real.
With Rogers Xfinity Internet, my whole house is ready for baseball. So this is where I buy all my memorabilia. Boom! Just got Clement's childhood glove. Mom. She's really come through for me. And this is where I stream everything.
Sweet setup.
It's all for you guys.
Michael, what is this?
Oh, yeah. That's where I keep my modem.
Get Major League Internet with Rogers Xfinity.
Yeah, Wi-Fi just pouring out of that thing.
And the men who hold high places must be the ones who start to mold a new reality closer to the heart, closer to the heart.
Answer the call. Volunteer with Ontario Corps.
A new series and a new set of challenges here. And here in the first period, here's a bad bounce early on that Lane Hudson gets his stick in, gets a little bit of frustration early, comes back the other way, has a glorious chance off the crossbar and out. Now you lose your balance in the middle of the ice, and you know, these are the things that can happen. You've got to try to park those away. Frustration can build, but you got to eliminate it from your mind. And Hudson played such a great first round, been such an incredible player all through the season. You know you're going to need him, and I'm sure one of the discussions, Chris, on the bench, just settle yourself down, get back into this game. There's an awful lot of hockey to be played here tonight.
Josh Doan, a goal and an assist. Zach Benson, a pair of assists. And now 5 points in his last 4 games. Texier playing that out back to the Buffalo line, and Bowen Byron back there. Ryan McLeod, Jason Zucker, the veteran Zucker trying to get it back to McLeod. That's turned over. Anderson up ahead, Deneau. They've got Texier with them, and a pass through that goes off the stick of Texier, came up with it, then sends it around, but Carrier was changing, so nobody at the right point.
That's something you have to take advantage of if you're Montreal. It's so consistent, what they call a 4-man attack for Buffalo. Another one, Power went down. That can create an odd man rush going the other way. Montreal almost able to take advantage of it there.
Hudson bounces it in behind the net. Slavkovsky kicks it loose. Caulfield back. Dobson across. Here's Hudson off the inboards in front. And that was taken away from Slavkovsky as Connor Timmins was there. And now through center. Doan tried to get it deep, unable to do so. Suzuki dashing back in. Caulfield joining. Through for Caulfield. In behind the net for the 51-goal man. Caulfield's pass hit the skate to Benson. And ricochets back into Montreal ice. Canadian changing here with just over 3 minutes left in the opening period. Off the stick and brought back in an offside call at the Montreal line. 3:11 to go, 7-6 Montreal with an edge in shots, but Buffalo has the lead.
Life is filled with rewarding stages. Now, your banking is too. The CIBC Smart Account. Get up to $850.
The Ford, it's a event? The Ford It's a Big Deal event. Right now, lease this Explorer for $258 bi-weekly. That's like $129 a week.
Oh, please welcome friend of the pod, Ty.
Please tell me you did not start a podcast?
People got to hear my takes.
No, people got to go with the score.
Oh, D-pair's tired. Shots are really piling up.
My gut says overtime, folks.
What? No. New York's got this. Lock it in.
Bad placed.
Yeah! We called it! Oh, let's check in with the chat. Mom! You can't see that.
And the men who hold high places must be the ones who start to mold a new reality closer to the heart, closer to the heart.
Answer the call. Volunteer with Ontario Corps.
Benson said this morning he expects this to be an electric series. He has electrified Buffalo fans in being in the middle of everything, to the point that Josh Doan was saying sometime the referees will go to him and say, you've got to tell Benson to tone it down. And Jones responds, I tried talking to him. Alex Tuck said his very first training camp, he was a guy that just didn't back down from anyone, a motor that would not stop. He said there's a lot of Brad Marchand in Zach Benson. He can agitate and he can deliver offensively, and he has here already in game one with a pair of assists, Chris.
And in the playoffs in hockey, and especially in the playoffs, that rat term is a compliment, and Zach Benson's playing the role to a team.
Is he ever? And just the development that he's had here in his third year. And Lindy Ruff called him the insect that just won't go away. And, you know, you can't swat it away no matter how hard you try. He's the first to get to the net. He's hard on his puck possession. And just the balance has been not crossing the line. Earlier on, maybe taking a few too many penalties. But as you mentioned, he's drawn more than anyone else in this postseason.
Taking 28 minutes, only Nikita Zadorov more penalty minutes in round one. Here's Tage Thompson with 7 points against Montreal in the regular season. Thompson hot against Montreal. Nick Suzuki terrific against Buffalo with 4 multi-point games. Byram turning. There's Peyton Krebs circling it back to Byram. And the shot that didn't miss by much. Demidov up with the puck and he'll flip it away. Maybe a break, a 2-on-1. In comes Evans off the post. It went through Alex Lyon and off the post with a penalty upcoming. Evans onto the net, and now Dobish a little late getting to the Canadiens bench for the extra attacker. Dooley puts it back to Carrier through Suzuki, and now Hudson to Slavkovsky. And getting a stick on that, Jordan Greenway.
Check out 3-goal early payout brought to you by Bet365. When your team goes up 3, you get paid. It's that simple. Download the app today. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly.
You know, the chances that Montreal's been able to generate have come off of, again, aggressive plays in the offensive zone, an odd man rush coming back the other way. There's a great example of delivering the shooter to the goaltender. Afterwards, Dahlin takes the interference call, but that one slides through the arms of Alex Lyon and right off the post. So Evans, a close call there. But Chris, that's about the 3rd time since Buffalo has scored that they've been aggressive still on their offensive zone time, and it's created odd man rushes for the Canadiens. That's something that they're going to have to exploit as this series goes along.
Well, the Canadiens with a late first period power play opportunity to get within 1. Looking for that power play magic they had in game 1 as Slavkovsky bouncing it through the goal most with Suzuki on the back door. Hudson gets it back from Slavkovsky, sends it to the net wide. Caulfield looking for a retrieval, but that puck gets cleared by Tuck. Canadiens 1 for 17 after scoring 5 power play goals in the first 2 games of the series against Tampa Bay. Here comes Suzuki in, tries to drop it off. Chance here, and that whipped wide by Demidov. Caulfield taken down heavily. Trying to hold it in, and now it's scooped out. And Caulfield a little slow to get up.
Wow, Greenway in his ear there, too, after making the hit.
Demidov with a move, lost it. Great pass, here's a shot. And it gets blocked. Big block there by Mallenstein. It'll be Caulfield across. Lane Hudson again. Caulfield back by Mallenstein. Swung low for Slafkovsky to the net. Scores! Nick Suzuki! And the Canadiens cut the Buffalo lead in half.
On the heels of two really hard hits, you just keep chipping away, keep keeping the puck in the offensive zone, and finally able to make a play in tight. So important here. You know, you don't get the setup you necessarily want, but then when there's a broken play, always get it to the net. Slafkovsky with his head up, Suzuki there on the doorstep, and he's right there. Just a great play by Slafkovsky. Watch line, he takes a quick peek to look, and then he's got to respect that Slafkovsky might go short side right on the doorstep. Greenway points, but he doesn't take it away. You see the late stick by Power allows that puck to go through the crease. And can't have a bigger goal than that. The last minute of a first period where you were down by 2, the power play gets you right back into the game.
Made to order, the captain comes up with his second goal in as many games, and I mentioned he lights up Buffalo. 19 points in his last 8 games against the Sabres, 4 2-point games in the season series this year.
Funny how that goes, eh? You have a certain team, you just always find a way to get on the board. That play is made by the aggressive drive to the net by Slafkovsky. So often you get a little tentative passing to the outside. He drives the lane, and that creates the opportunity for the tap-in.
His first assist of the playoffs. Half minute to go. And out breaks Benson again. Here's Benson trying to dash in. Domish will swing that away from the front of the net. Texier on the puck. Tried to reverse it, and that was knocked down by Norris. Benson battling against Dobson. Doan for Norris. Back in behind the net. Dobson plays it away from Benson. Connor Timmins moves up. Hounded along the boards by Anderson as the period comes to a close. Norris and Gooley briefly get the sticks up. But right now, the Josh Doan goal and an assist, a difference maker in that opening period. Shots 10-6 Montreal. Both teams scored on the power play. But the Sabres have the lead 2-1 after one period of play. Ron with Kevin, Kelly, Ryan, David, and Elliott coming up. First intermission.
At Amazon, we offer free skills training programs for hourly employees. So you can show her anything is possible.
Introducing Subway's Wannabe Spicy Menu. From mild Piri Piri Ranch Chicken to wild Hot Honey Chicken to wicked Nashville-style deli. All on new Ghost Pepper Bread with fiery flavors like new Hot Honey Sauce. How spicy do you want to be?
Get no markups at select retailers on Instacart. Fees and exclusions.
So with Rogers Xfinity, you can pull up games, stats, and scores. Blue Jays. Springer Dinger.
May I? Davis Schneider's mustache.
It's beautiful. The technology is amazing.
If Connor McDavid and Connor Bedard had childhood ambitions to become architects, CIBC would work with them every step of the way. Or if they wanted to be mechanics, we'd have a personalized plan. Just like we'll have a plan for your ambitions too. CIBC. Ambitions made real.
The Ford, it's a event? Ah, the Ford, it's a big deal event. Right now, lease this F-150 for $237 bi-weekly. That's like $119 a week.
It's the eternal feeling, the drive for something greater, an unspoken desire of untamable wilderness, where the skies dance and the people smile. It is a place that will change you. It is the Northwest Territory.
And it's a close one, folks.
This game is stress.
Nah, the Blue Jays got this. Watch.
Bet mode activated. Hey, tied on the 9th. Everybody breathe.
I feel a run coming.
That tracks. Struggling reliever, advantage, offense.
Blue Jays money line. Lock it in.
Bet placed.
I can't take this anymore.
Swing and a drive. And that ball is out of here!
Oh, yeah. You don't have hands. Not you.
So I'm looking at you mainly, or am I looking at the camera? Okay, you're gonna tell me and then I'm gonna look in the, okay. So I can't say, what the is that? Easy to use interface? What is this for? Don't I have a mic on? Rentals.ca, your place for apartments, houses, tree houses, you name it, they got it. You know, the script's not great.
And the men who hold high places must be the ones who start to mold a new reality closer to the heart, closer to the heart.
Answer the call. Volunteer with Ontario Corps.
Stanley Cup playoffs on Sportsnet brought to you by Rogers. Josh Lassard's doing stats tonight and points out that the Montreal Canadiens 10 shots in the opening period. As you'll recall, they had just 9 the entire game Sunday in Tampa. Rounding up.
Shout out Josh, right? So not the best start for the Montreal Canadiens, but better ending to the period. Yep. So you never want to take a penalty on your first shift of the game for a number of reasons, but I don't think going into the series you really fear, Buffalo's power play. They're 4%, so it's not for that reason, but it was a tough call. What you fear more is Demidov. So Demidov didn't step on the ice till 17 minutes. He didn't touch the puck. That was his first touch right there, and then this was his second touch. So for Demidov, he's a huge factor to their team. The saucer pass doesn't land. So his first few shifts, because he hasn't played and he sat on the bench, he hasn't really gotten to a rhythm until this. This is the end of the period. He makes this unbelievable behind-the-back pass that results in the goal, and he finally got touches, and he finally felt the puck. So that's the problem of taking a penalty early. Sometimes it takes some of your skill guys out of the game.
Yeah, and speaking of getting touches, Zach Benson, what a period he had. I love how he started the period off. He's at the net front, Josh Anderson, who's a big boy, and there's a clear size advantage, but he's going to the front of the net this series, and he's going to make it a note to go there. And you love a guy like that, especially of a smaller guy. He's fearless, he's gritty, and this represents the way the Sabres play, and it's fantastic. And then later in the period, he makes a couple fantastic passes. What I love here is, look at the rolling puck. He kind of corrals on his stick. He's got his eyes up the whole way. Little pump fake, freezes the goalie just a second. Beautiful backdoor pass. And then going on the power play here, Buffalo's power play is really struggling. And we talked about making the next play, and they finally got in the zone. Benson finally makes that next play just to settle the PK down a little bit. And then here you go. He's on the side of the net. He waits for the loose puck and finds McLeod in the back door. And what we love about this one here is look at the guys that scored the goal. They go right to Benson. They know it's a great play. And I love when they celebrate with the guy that gets the apple.
What I want to quickly just retouch on is that pass, that slide by Noah Dobson on the 2-on-1. So when you're sliding as a defenseman on the 2-on-1, Kelly, you know this, you can't slide into your goalie. So a lot of times what you do is you kind of blow a little bit of snow, you slow down before the slide, like Noah Dobson did right here, because he doesn't want to go feet first into Dobich and crowd him. So you'll watch his right foot here dig in right there, see him blowing. He's trying to slow down his momentum. And when he does that, he leaves himself a foot or two short of the crease, and that's where Benson's patience allows him to exploit that. So that's a little bit of it's a tough play. Stromer, we talked about, maybe he slides more on an angle, strong side post, and overslides to the goal line to not allow that. But that's a smart play by Benson to wait that out.
And that's the risk when you slide. It either works out great and you don't like it as the shooter, but if they kind of make a little mistake, there's tons of holes and the goalie's kind of caught in a tough spot.
Well, and we talked about last series, Montreal, their goalie Dobich, he is just focused on the shooter, right? So that pass can't get across. So Lindy Ruff, he loves his fourth line, and for good reason. They are really durable out there. They're great. They're fast, punishing. Here's Greenway. He's on it, as well as Kozak and Malenstein. Malenstein with a big hit. These guys are punishing Mallenstein had 2 hits. Greenway had 3. I love this play. Here's the urgency right there by Mallenstein to get that puck down. Then on the power play, a huge block by Mallenstein. So he throws those guys out whenever the power play doesn't score, or even after McLeod's power play goal, he threw those guys right back out there. And I do know that Greenway and Mallenstein were on the Montreal power play goal. I recognize that, but I'm just saying overall he loves them.
And you can see, we talked about the skating of the Canadiens defensemen in the pregame show. That slows them down. When they're getting hit over and over again in the 7-game series, Greenway is like 240 pounds. He's coming at you nonstop. You feel that after 7 games and just slows you down just a little bit.
It's a luxury to trust your fourth line.
It
like
is.
The Anaheim Ducks, every power play goal they scored in the first round, they're 50%. They scored a lot. They always came out with their fourth line after.
Really good. Let's bring in David Amber and Elliot Friedman at KeyBank. DA.
All right, Ron, what we saw in the pregame, you had that really nice feature you did with Shane and Josh Stone, and Josh with 2 points in that first period. Something else caught your ear.
So you always look at what kinds of stuff you have in a feature that doesn't get to air for time constraints or anything else somebody says. There was a comment that Doan had that he repeated yesterday to a couple members of the media privately, and it really stood out. He said team success helps individual success, but individual success doesn't always help team success. And that's the kind of thing that I think that they've really been trying to hammer into Buffalo this year. In just the sense that they've had players who've had great seasons, but it hasn't always worked out well for the team as a whole. This year, obviously, they've got a first-round series win. They've got a lead in game number 1, but that's one thing that Doan repeated in the interview that apparently has been repeated amongst the team quite a bit this season.
And Lindy Ruff has said, we have a young team. We have to get that sort of team bonding idea, or else we're not going to have success. And it's been something that's we've seen coming true.
There's no question about it. This is a close team. You guys talked about Benson in the studio. He gets a lot of hate outside Buffalo, but here, this crowd loves him. There was just a fan yelling at us, Benson's the best player on the ice. Make sure you say it.
And meanwhile, Doan, one of 13 players making their playoff debut for Buffalo this postseason, Ron.
Tarps off. Make sure you show it, Elliot. Good job. Okay, listen, you saw Lane Hudson take that early penalty. It was just bad luck. Here he is, more bad luck, off the toe, off the crossbar. But the really tough luck was when he was defending Benson. I thought, is he afraid to put his stick in because he's already drawn 1 penalty? But that's not what happened here. It's his right heel hits the kick plate. Both skates actually get tangled up with the kick plate, and that's what causes him to go down. And you saw Craig show the self-talk, understandable frustration, but Hudson knows, stay in your lane. Our coverage on Hockey Night in Canada continues.
This intermission is brought to you by Rogers. The dream goes on. This is our game.
To the stars, are you gonna be alright?
You know, the closer you look, the more Canadian Moosehead gets. Seriously. Get in here, let me show you something. See that? It literally has A in the name. This whole time. Moosehead. Canadian is our middle name.
Let the locals do the talking. Nice travels.
To mold a new reality, closer to the heart, closer to the heart.
Answer the call. Volunteer with Ontario Corps.
With Rogers Xfinity Internet, I can game like a pro. See that home run, Steins? Yeah, I'm thinking of giving up acting, actually, and doing more sports-type stuff.
Not gonna happen, kid.
How do you know?
I know.
Thought this was a safe space.
Life is filled with rewarding stages. Now, your banking is too. The CIBC Smart Account. Get up to $850.
The Ford, it's a event? The Ford It's a Big Deal event. Right now, lease this Explorer for $258 bi-weekly. That's like $129 a week.
I have no idea what he just said. I would just go to Reynolds.ca. All this other stuff is just too complicated for me. What was that? Advanced search filters will help you find your home easily. Go to rentals.ca.
Heavens alive! You look really terrible, Big Devil.
Tell me about it, little devil. It's hotter than heck down here, and I'm burnt out.
Here, try a Red Bull. It's devilishly good.
Red Bull, eh? Oh, that tastes heavenly. But, what's this?
Oh dear, I forgot about that.
Wings? Wings? I can't have wings. Not in my position.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Oh, please welcome friend of the pod, Ty.
Please tell me you did not start a podcast?
People gotta hear my takes.
No, people gotta go with the score.
Oh, deep hair's tired. Shots are really piling up.
My gut says overtime, folks.
What? No. New York's got this. Lock it in.
Bad placed.
Yeah! We called it! Oh, let's check in with the chat. Mom! You can't say that.
I'm back on the hunt to find more outrageous, over-the-top houses. How does one obtain a caboose?
Zillow Gone Wild. All new Friday night at 9:30 on HGTV. The Stanley Cup Playoffs on Sportsnet. Brought to you by Rogers. And presented by Instacart.
Big Board presented by Bet365, official partner of the NHL. Ryan Strome, of course, spent much of his career in Anaheim, so he knows the Ducks intimately. Kevin, you know them intimately. Kenny Albert, Eddie O, Brian Boucher will be there for our coverage in Vegas beginning at 9:50 ET. It'll begin on Sportsnet 360, obviously, if we're still going in Buffalo, where they've just finished a round of wings. Big Board presented by Bet365, official partner of the NHL. Download the app today. Stay in your lane.
Mold a new reality, closer to the heart, closer to the heart.
Answer the call. Volunteer with Ontario Corps.
The Ford, it's a event? The Ford, it's a big deal event. Right now, lease this F-150 for $237 bi-weekly. That's like $119 a week.
If Connor McDavid and Connor Bedard had childhood ambitions to become architects, CIBC would work with them every step of the way. Or if they wanted to be mechanics, we'd have a personalized plan. Just like we'll have a plan for your ambitions too. CIBC. Ambitions made.
With Rogers Xfinity Internet, my whole house is ready for baseball. So this is where I buy all my memorabilia. Boom! Just got Clement's childhood glove. Mom. She's really come through for me. And this is where I stream everything.
Sweet setup.
It's all for you guys.
Michael, what is this?
Oh, yeah. That's where I keep my modem.
Get Major League Internet with Rogers Xfinity.
Yeah, Wi-Fi is just pouring out of that thing.
And it's a close one, folks.
This game is stress.
Nah, the Blue Jays got this. Watch.
Bet mode activated. Hey, tied on the 9th. Everybody breathe.
I feel a run coming.
That tracks. Struggling reliever, advantage, offense.
Blue Jays money line. Lock it in.
Bad placed.
I can't take this anymore.
Swing and a drive. And that ball is out of here!
Oh,
Oh, yeah. You don't have hands. Not you.
The wait is over. Winnipeg and Edmonton hit the court to open the new Canadian Elite Basketball season starting Saturday at 3:30 Eastern on CBC and CBC Gem. Okay, time for a Martin St. Louis mashup.
You got to see things clearly through the chaos. And it is going to feel chaotic at times. Be calm through this chaotic, game.
It has been his most referenced line so far in these playoffs, and for good reason. Seeing things clearly or staying calm through the chaos. They've been thrust into more chaos here in Buffalo, trailing by multiple goals for the first time in these playoffs, but a steadying response from Nick Suzuki late and a brand new outlook for Montreal to begin this second period, Chris.
And Kyle, it feels like it could be a chaotic series. Yeah, very much so. You could just see how quickly they go from defense to offense. Both teams have been able to take advantage of some odd man rushes. And, this Montreal team going through a 7-game series against a veteran Tampa team, they've learned a lot through that. And I think it allowed them to survive that first period. And now you're back into a tight hockey game, something, Chris, that they're pretty used to dealing with in that first round. First time Alex Lyon has conceded a first period goal in these playoffs. And Benson, that changed direction and alertly kicked away by Dobish. Glove down, kept in at the line. Nice play by Dahlin. His pass across knocked down and flipped away by Montreal.
So again, that chemistry with Benson and Doan, that line has had lots of good looks. Obviously scored on the odd man rush, and they have looked dangerous that entire first period and here to start in the second.
Pass on the right side. Thompson unable to get a stick on that. Krebs will send it around far side. That's shoveled along the boards and onto the stick of Carrier. Flip back to Buffalo's line. Bowen Byram paired with Owen Power. Almost knocked down at the line by Slavkovsky. Here's Caulfield. Back to Dobson. Noah Dobson rink wide. Slavkovsky swings it in behind the net. Stopped up by Lyon. Byram there. And an outlet, and away goes Tuck. Now it's Tuck through center. Far side. Over the line. It comes back. Takes Thompson. And a shot turned aside. They try to center that, and it's knocked away by Caulfield.
Right, Thompson will be frustrated there. Kind of missed his shot and ended up hitting the bodies in front. But two quick seam passes there opened up to give him that chance.
There's McLeod winding it up. The former Mississauga Steel hit. And it banks off Power right to line. He's going to have to eat that for a face-off in the Buffalo zone.
I mentioned this line, Norris, Doan, and getting here, Benson just to an area there, just a little bit out of reach, but still a chance for the rebound in front. And then Thompson, he's got, not yelling for it there, but he missed to the outside as he was waving, kind of maybe got a little too close to the traffic there, might have stopped up, but you don't want to give him that shot very often if you're the Montreal Canadiens.
Evans on the drop, but Buffalo prevails, flips it away. Logan Stanley back on the ice. He went to the Buffalo room halfway through the first period and didn't return to wrap up the opening frame.
He had only played 3 shifts, just over 2 minutes. Looked like he took a shot to the leg, but good to see him back.
There's Jack Guy, and he'll bounce that 200 feet, icing Montreal.
Stay ahead of live betting options and bet on any goal, save, or power play with BetMGM.
Watch the National on CBC Gem, CBC News Network, the CBC News app, and our streaming channel everywhere you get CBC News. Josh Norris digging in on this faceoff, and Evans wasn't happy with the way it was set up. It is a Buffalo faceoff win, but now the Canadiens send it ahead. There's Demidov trying to shift gears, can't get past Doan. And back the other way is Benson. Here's Zach Benson in deep to the net and can't get the puck on goal. Back the other way, it's off the stick of Carrier to center.
And now Gooley gets things organized.
I think that late stick swing by Gooley got into the stick of Benson and made have saved the goal there. Another nifty move by Benson in tight to the net.
Now the Canadiens to the attack. Moreno plays it off the inboards. Kirby Dach far side. Bolduc lets it go. Carrier moves up. Drops it back to the line for Valeno. Bouncing puck across from Matheson, who played over 9 minutes in the first period. Down goes Benson. Norris hit by Bolduc as it's played away. Sabres were outscored 6-1 in the second period in their series against Boston. Just one second period goal. Greenway's in. Scores! First time Jordan Greenway has scored in this building this season.
It's his first and 40, and just a simple play, a bit of a bad change creates that gap in front, and you can see the reaction of Dobish. Not only does he have the two bodies in front of him, but then Carrier, who's right in front of Greenway, can't get a piece of this, goes through the body and then underneath the glove, and the quick look back by the Montreal netminder. You know, there are goals that bring the crowd to their feet, but there are goals from fourth-line role players that even count that much more on the bench. You know how much he means to that team, and that's a huge goal here to get it back to a two-goal game.
It restores the two-goal advantage, a fourth-line goal. A couple of Sabres tumble in the Montreal zone, and out comes Suzuki. Deneau, the pass for Anderson, puts the play offside.
Yeah, it's just another reminder of how important up and down your lineup is throughout the playoffs. And you can see the D are spread so far, and Matheson and Carrier. Matheson trying to box out there to not allow Kozak to get to the net, and then the screen through the body, and the reaction on the bench says it all. Teammates love when a fourth-line player gets on the board.
His only goal this year was November the 13th in Colorado. Icing Buffalo as it gets loud here early, second period at KeyBank Center.
So again, as you go deeper in the playoffs, you deal with a lot of different elements. And for Dobish there, coming off a second period in a Game 7 where his team didn't even get a shot on goal, suddenly he was able to keep his team in it. They come with a huge win, and now you just got to reset your mind again. Don't let the crowd get into your brain. Get back to playing like you have all playoffs.
Put on goal, loose in front, and Lyon got a glove on that with Suzuki, and Caulfield door crashing.
Well, you remember the Dach goal 11 seconds after Tampa Bay Lightning had scored when they were on the road. What a big goal that was. Well, this is a big opportunity in front, and look at the two in front. The captain, Suzuki, on one side, and you can't help but think, is this going to be the game maybe where Caulfield can get a little bit of confidence, get something going? Hasn't had any even strength points in these playoffs, and with one goal in the first 7-game series, it starts to wear on you. You got to find a way to get one in the back of the net, get a little bit of confidence, but not at the expense of playing well defensively.
Caulfield had 4 goals against Buffalo in the regular season. Off the inboard, Slafkovsky looks for it behind the net. A board battle there. Against power, and the Sabres able to move it ahead. Here's Doan. Back over the line with Norris and Benson. And that shot doesn't get through. Doan, another chance. Here's Norris at the line. Byram. In deep for Benson. Taken away there by Dobson. Around for Caulfield, who gets hit. Centering pass, and Doan can't get loose. Josh Norris with it again. The former Ottawa Senator. Chased back to the line. A tumble there by Benson. And Montreal gets control. Approaching 5 minutes of the second period. Deflected by Hudson inside the line, but now a lead feed. Tuck at the Montreal blue line. Tage Thompson back for Tuck, and he missed the connection there as it went behind Alex Tuck. Hudson, Dobson, and off Evans down into Buffalo ice. Alex Newhook tied up by Byram. Up the boards it goes, and Peyton Krebs striding out. Good first round for Krebs as he registered 6 points with +8, playing on the top Buffalo line. Newhook swung to an open wing, and Carrier couldn't catch up to that, and it deflects over the glass, out of play.
Watch up to 4 games at once, only with Multiview. Rogers Xfinity. We got you.
Chris, you were talking about Krebs and how he's fit on that top line. And, you know, you look at how well the Norris, Doan, and Benson has come together. It's allowed Lindy Ruff to make a little bit of tweaks to his lineup. And I think it makes them a better depth team offensively. And the chemistry growing with his new line mates as well. And it's worked pretty effectively up and down their lineup.
With Krebs and Benson, you have hard-working kind of guys that like to stir things up. And Lindy Ruff mentioned not always good to have 3 skilled guys on the same line. That puck did come out. Stanley back in. Offside, so second time in the game. Buffalo enjoying a 2-goal lead. Greenway from Samuelson. And 3:32 of the second.
To mold a new reality, closer to the heart, closer to the heart.
Answer the call. Volunteer with Ontario Corps.
No markups at select retailers on Instacart. Fees and exclusions.
The Ford, it's a event? Ah, the Ford, it's a big deal event. Right now, lease this F-150 for $237 bi-weekly. That's like $119 a week.
What a difference a day makes. And the difference.
Join us today for McHappy Day.
With Rogers Xfinity Internet, my whole house is ready for baseball. So this is where I buy all my memorabilia. Boom! Just got Clement's childhood glove. Mom. She's really come through for me. And this is where I stream everything.
Sweet setup.
It's all for you guys.
Michael, what is this?
Oh, yeah. That's where I keep my modem.
Get Major League Internet with Rogers Xfinity.
Yeah, Wi-Fi is just pouring out of that thing.
Well, Chris mentioned a goal in the regular season for Jordan Greenway. It's been a trying year on the injury front as well. Missed over 2 months in that second half of the season, but now full system go here in game number 1. There's been times throughout his career where coaches would love to see him use his 6'6" frame a little more on the physical front. That has not been an issue here tonight, and rewarded with his first goal of these playoffs to restore Buffalo's 2-goal lead, Chris.
And as you mentioned, when a fourth liner scores, there's a ripple through the bench. There really is. It just lifts everybody up, and you know as a coach you can continue to use them. Lindy Ruff uses 2 of those fourth line players on their penalty kill, so they play an important role there as well. And for Greenway, this is game number 29 of playoff hockey for him, so he's accustomed to how the games and how important and how you need to play.
Dobson off Anderson down into the Buffalo zone. Timmins swung away from Texier. At the line, it doesn't come out. Canadiens keep it alive. Off the skis from Texier. Timmins ahead. Gets past Dobson. Away goes McLeod. And in front, clean off the bar. So a post the other way. Montreal's hit iron twice, and now Buffalo. What a chance that was for Jack Quinn. To the line, Dahlin. Logan Stanley bounces that across. Dahlin moves up, able to
work his way from Anderson. Quinn trying to dangle his way back toward the net. Turned back by Dobson. Penalty coming up. Opens up here for Quinn. Long skate for Lyon to the Buffalo bench. Jack Quinn fires that and it hit traffic in front. Gooley without a stick at the line. Texier able to touch that up. And the Sabres will get their third power play of the night.
You know, there's pinches that are just risk reward. You have to think so quickly, and Dobson here doesn't get the puck, allows it to go back, and now again another odd man rush that ends up with this. Dobish trying to fly across, can't get a piece of it, but he gets help, and then driving to the net. Just a grab of his man. Is it Caden Gooley? As afterwards, you could see the puck back to the front, and there's a broken stick by Gooley, and he's got to grab his man. So after scoring on their last power play, the Buffalo Sabres, who are 1 for 2 in this game, get their third opportunity.
Off the draw, went right to the net. Dobish knocks it back into the corner. Evans to the other side where Newhook able to send that the length of the ice.
Let's see if that one power play goal gives them a little bit more confidence in their entries. It continued to be a struggle.
Josh Norris ahead. Nice set play. Dahlin in. And that hit the bar. Tage Thompson to Dahlin back at the line, and that's off Evans and out.
Gotta love that. A different look. You know, kind of caught the Montreal penalty killer sleeping on a different entry. Sends him in all alone.
Newhook, nice play to get it back, and that'll be bounced down on Lyon. Past 8 minutes here in the second. Buffalo with 3 goals on 8 shots. Working his way in is the veteran Zucker, and he put it right on the stick of Deneau, who sidesteps one and backhands that to the Buffalo line. Bowen Byram dropping it off as the Sabres make changes. Here's Doan in with Benson and Byram. Byram back to Benson at the top, watched by Deneau. Now it's the former 67, Jack Quinn to Benson. And he is checked. Nice defensive play there by Carrier. McLeod gets it back from Benson. Byram, he'll fire it. And Dobish able to stop it and cover up.
Well, I like the unpredictability of this one entry as Dahlin goes right up the middle, thinking that, okay, you're going to be dropping it back. No, instead a little chip pass from Zucker sends Dahlin in all alone, just up and over the glove. A little late reaction. That quick release caught Dobish back in his crease a little bit, but the bells have been ringing here, haven't they, in this second period? Montreal at this point fortunate to be down just by 2.
20 seconds left in the Gooley penalty. So Mike Matheson out to try and finish the kill. He's averaged over 5 minutes of penalty kill time per game so far in these playoffs. Byram with the shot, scores! It's another power play goal!
And again, it's the defense. You just saw the goal post by Dahlin coming up. Bo Byram, who's had a great playoff to this point with his 4th goal now. And you got to think, does Marty St. Louis think at all about Dobish? There's only 9 shots on goal. Doan with just perfect positioning in front. Look at the timing of that shot by Byram. He's got his head up the whole way. And as soon as Dobish looks to his left, he shoots the puck back the other way. A great view of it there. There's no chance. All Byram has to do is put that one where the open net was, and he walks right down the middle and puts it exactly where he had to.
Scored in goals games 2, 3, and 4. Now has his 4th goal of the postseason. And surprisingly ties a Buffalo Sabre record for most goals by a defenseman of the playoff year, joining Mike Ramsey, Jason Woolley, and Alexei Zhitnik.
We got another penalty coming up here, and I think it's against Montreal. The question is it a two?
Number 29, minor penalty for high sticking.
Oh no, I'm sorry, it's Malenstein. He was looking skyward like he was the one that got hit, and talk about a chance to turn the game back your other way. You just give up the fourth goal, down by 3 now. A huge power play, try to settle things down here for the Canadiens.
First time Montreal's given up 4 in the postseason.
Let's see, where does it come at the end of the hit? Oh yeah, it did come off the shoulder at the end of that hit. Good pickup, guys.
Demidov trying to get it back, but Buffalo clears. Sabres with 2 power play goals, and now Montreal looking to match that. After a power play goal in the final minute of the first period by this man, Nick Suzuki. Works his way in. There's Caulfield. Hudson took a bump, got it to Suzuki. Slavkovsky. That pass intended for Caulfield, and now Matthias Samuelsson ahead. Rolled inside the line where Hudson to Slavkovsky, a neat pass for Demidov. Here's Caulfield, little room. Back across to the far side, Suzuki. Wayne Hudson. Down low, Caulfield. Suzuki sizes it up, gives it to Hudson. And back to the captain. His shot hit a skate off tuck. Picked up here by Slavkovsky. Caulfield. Hudson. Caulfield wants it back, and now Suzuki. A pass that hit a Buffalo stick. Regrouping is Hudson. 45 seconds remaining in the power play. Suzuki watched there by Greenway. Hudson a pass and a good stick there by Timmins. And now Slavkovsky near side. Watched by Samuelsson. Demidov turning away from Samuelsson. Hudson. Suzuki. Lane Hudson. Demidov in front, and that went off the stick of Slavkovsky and Lyon. Suzuki gets it back. 11 minutes into the second. Canadiens try to cut into a Buffalo lead. Demidov and off Lyon and out.
He got 2 good looks, and the one in tight, as you mentioned, Slavkovsky right on the doorstep trying to chip this one up and get it high enough. Backs away, but you can see the blocker of Lyon, because he's so close to that tip, able to make it. Now you get a rotation up top, but nobody in front of the net there, so that's a good read for Lyon. He's able to come out, he's able to track that pass, and just got enough of that one to send it up and over. A frustrated Demidov looking for his first goal.
So 6 seconds remaining in the Malenstein minor. Like the Canadiens had won the draw, but Benson able to play it down the ice. Just a one shot to report as Malenstein returns to the ice. Here's Bolduc sending it in. Far side, and a centering pass here. Walked on the play, and out comes Doan. Flips it back to the Montreal line. Dobson to Newhook. He'll fire it in. Around it goes, and Owen Power hit, but up with the puck is Norris. Josh Norris over the line. Puts on the brakes, trying to turn away from the checking of Deneau. Dahlin slaloms in and sends that high and out. So just over 8 minutes remaining here in the second period. That power play goal by Byram's made it 4-1 Sabres.
What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours, and the difference is you.
Today, every order helps families with sick children.
I got dreams in my head and they won't go.
Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got dreams in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go.
Hudson fire, scores!
I got dreams in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. But the heart still rattles, the heart still rattles.
Oh, please welcome friend of the pod, Ty.
Please tell me you did not start a podcast?
People got to hear my takes.
No, people got to go with the score.
Bet mode activated.
Oh, D-pair's tired. Shots are really piling up.
My gut says overtime, folks.
What? No. New York's got this. Lock it in.
Bet placed.
Yeah! We called it! Oh, let's check in with the chat. Mom! You can't see.
In the Stanley Cup playoffs, you get a new series, you get some new experiences. Look at how tight that series in Tampa was. The Montreal Canadiens only trailed just 6.1% of that. They only had a 2-goal lead once. They were the only team in that series for just over 5 minutes, and now here you find yourself already, Chris, having to adjust emotionally. You know, you haven't given up 4 goals until this game, and there's still almost half a game left. So just try to piece it into little groups. Try to get one to get yourself back into this game. Be interesting to watch Dobish. Can he battle through this after you saw that last replay of the Byron goal? He never even saw that one go by him.
Canadiens trailed just 27-12 in the entire series against Tampa Bay. And I think they've just exceeded that here already in game 1. Buffalo scoring at 4:31 of the opening period, and now have expanded it to a 3-goal lead. Peyton Krebs on the near side, unable to get it deep, and Slafkovsky will regroup it for Montreal in their own zone. Leads the Canadiens through center with the flip in, and he'll chase after it and get there first. Dahlin intercepted a pass intended for Caulfield. Caulfield turns them back. Dahlin will try the near side. Hudson trying to arrive in time, and does. Slides it through, and that got away from Texier. And flipped back into the Montreal zone, and that's icing against Buffalo. Well, from the opening kick to the winning goal, and every unforgettable moment in between, every match matters. Watch the Northern Super League all season on CBC Gem.
Chris, on the flip side to that, you remember Lindy Ruff in game 1 against Boston. They got down 2-0 here. They didn't get anything going until about the 12-minute mark of the third period. 2 quick goals by Thompson got them back into it, and then 52 seconds later, Samuelsson scores a big one. So you know that was top of mind preparing for this game 1. Be a lot better than they were in round 1.
Here's Demidov firing at that off the skate. Looks like it hit Dahlin en route. He did put a priority on a better start. Didn't think Buffalo got to its game really until they got to Boston in game 3. There's Byron back in. Number 4's matched the number on his back in goals in these playoffs. Newhook trying to come up with a puck, but McLeod wins that stick battle. Back to the line and across for Power. Into the middle, Zucker trying to get it through. Power moving up, as the Sabre defense has done throughout this game. Jason Zucker holds, shoots, and that one hit the post.
Side of the net, yeah.
The side of the cage. Zucker again. Jack Quinn. He'll fire it loose in front. Right back onto the stick to Quinn. He'll take a lap, come out in front. Looking across from McLeod. Back to Quinn. Golf that wide of the net. Zucker gets back on it, and the Canadiens are hemmed. Jack Quinn turns it back. Long time trapped in the Montreal zone. Hudson trying to force it out, and does.
Well, this very offensive zone sequence of plays is what Lindy Ruff said they did a lot of in their days off. Get the defense circling, crisscrossing, and making it so difficult to play man-to-man defense against them.
Demidov was able to break up one play at center to get off. In behind the net it goes. Greenway in front, and Dobish still loose. Dahlin whack Pushed down, and it ends up on the stick of Anderson. Anderson bounces that back to the Buffalo zone. That fourth line creating some more havoc. Kozak sends it in. Up ahead at center for Anderson. Knocked off his stick. As Doan came across quickly. Texier with the puck. Hounded there, but it comes ahead to Anderson. Rolls it in. Lyon plays that to the boards. Canadiens try to get a change in here. Out comes Doc. Along with Bolduc and Veleno. Bayern trying to play it ahead. It's chopped in by Morris. Now Carrier. Nice pass ahead. Veleno over the line. His shot into the glove of Lyon.
You wonder if this would start up a little bit. You're down by 3. You need a little bit of a spark. You just got hemmed in your own zone, and now for the first time in game 1, round 2, we get a little back and forth after a whistle. It's been a pretty tame game in that response. But if you had any question about your goaltender, Chris, from the Montreal bench, how about Dobich battling through all that traffic in front of him to make a couple of saves to just at least give you a chance to stay in this game? With pressure on, Hudson got trapped in his zone for about 2.5 minutes, but Dobich fighting through the rebounds, gets out aggressively, able to keep that pad anchored to the ice. What a toe save right there.
With Rogers Xfinity.
No markups.
No markup! No markup!
Fees and exclusions apply.
Good night!
What a difference a day makes. And the difference.
Join us today for McHappy Day.
Please welcome friend of the pod, Ty.
Please tell me you did not start a podcast?
People got to hear my takes.
No, people got to go with the score.
Bet mode activated.
Oh, D-pair's tired. Shots are really piling up.
My gut says overtime, folks.
What? No. New York's got this. Lock it in.
Bet placed.
Yeah! We called it! Oh, let's check in with the chat. Mom! You can't say that.
Expect more with Clutch Cars. Beauty meets performance. It's redefining the definition of what defines a car. What is he doing?
Hey, Jim?
Yeah?
You've got the wrong car. This one failed inspection.
Okay, what now?
Well, we bring one in that is Clutch certified.
Oh.
Okay, let's move it out. Let's put it over there. You see? Much better.
Clutch certified.
Well, one of the Sabres players was saying, really impressed by the way they were willing to adapt against the Bruins. The willingness to dump pucks in, not natural for some of their forwards, but they understood the value of it. No team had more chances or goals as a result of the forecheck as Buffalo did in the first round. They believe they can play any style going forward, and again, they have been rolling around in the offensive zone in this second period as they've opened up the lead to 3, Chris.
And it looks like the Canadiens are playing a team that's playing a different style than the Tampa Bay Lightning.
And now you have to catch up. You know, you just played 7 games against basically the same guys and the same type of system. You got to react to the change as quickly as you can. Try to keep yourself into the game here. See if the officials, again, don't want all the scrums happening.
Marty St. Louis left that fourth line out after the commercial break because they stirred a little up and get the puck right back to the net again.
Well, that's what you know. You have to start chipping away at some zone time. You know, they haven't had enough sustained pressure. And when you get into those shift after shift defending in your own zone, it's hard to keep the energy of the bench up. Maybe the fourth line can bring it.
Veleno wins the draw. That puck gets knocked off the stick out to center. And here's Veleno. Back to Hudson, who is Out along with Dobson here. Mileno in on the forecheck with a good hit. On Connor Timmins, Bolduc along the boards. Timmins works it ahead. Buffalo gets out. Over skating at Thompson. Back in. Kirby Dach. And Wyatt down. Rebound. Scores. What a play. Kirby Dach. And the Canadiens get one back.
There you go, your fourth line, whatever you want to call it, third, fourth, you got players up and down your lineup, but you need something to spur your team on when nothing's happening. How about a turnover? Thompson can't get control, and how about this individual effort? Falling down as he's going, couldn't make the pass across, but Dach stays with it. I mentioned that big goal by Dach in Tampa Bay 11 seconds after Tampa scored. There's one to equal it there. Give your bench some life, give everybody some energy, and cut the lead back down to 2. What a great individual effort there by Kirby Dach.
Yeah, hard to number the lines. We'll say a
whatever.
Back-to-back bottom 6 shifts.
Yes.
Help shift the momentum here. Dach has his third. Bolduc the assist. Dach had goals in games 3 and 5 in round 1. Dahlin for Zucker. Just able to get away from a Carrier hit. Matheson up the boards. Arriving there was Samuelson. A nice shift there by Suzuki, but Matheson lost it. Zucker back in. Jason Zucker along the boards, and he gets hit by the captain. Matheson up with a puck. Caulfield sends away Slavkovsky. Under 3 minutes to go in the second. Canadiens need one to get back within one. Rink wide it goes. Newhook off the bench to the attack. That hit the referee. The puck in behind the net. And now an outlet here for Quinn. Played it to the Canadiens line. Jack-Eye. Across for Evans. Davidov has come back on. Played up the boards too far for Doan. And Gooley strides back. Doan takes it away from Gooley. Evans comes back along the boards. Demidov. Newhook cuts to the inside. Almost had a lane, but Byram able to recover. There's Byram. Some nifty stick handling to get it back into the Montreal zone. Benson in on the forecheck. Gooley up ahead for Newhook. Played back, right to Benson. A centering pass back to the line. Logan Stanley across. And that ramped off a stick, and Evans will try and work it out, and on the second attempt does. Byram and Stanley work ahead. 80 seconds remaining in the second period. Here's Greenway, who scored the first goal of the middle frame. Josh Anderson works the backhand ahead. Deneau over the line. Here's Deneau on his backhand off the side of the cage. Owen Powers up the boards. Malenstein can't clear. Anderson on it again. Here in the final minute. Canadiens scored in the final minute of the opening period. Hudson trying to play it through. Knocked down in front. Noah Dobson moves up. Ducks away from Greenway. Back to Hudson. Watch there by Malenstein. It goes to Dobson. Back to Hudson shooting. Hit a leg in front. Greenway tried to play that past Dobson. Unable to do so. And now it comes out to center. Canadiens with some momentum here. Working back in is Hudson. Here's Lane Hudson. Texier. And he just missed. And where'd that go? It's sent across by Hudson. A dozen seconds to go. Canadiens looking to get within one late. Hudson across. That shot well wide. And will ricochet out. And we're through 2. But the Canadiens will feel a little better heading to the dressing room after the big goal by Kirby Dach. So Jordan Greenway and Bowen Byram with goals. Byram's on the power play to make it 4-1. A Terrific effort by Kirby Dach at the end of the period. And it's 4-2 after 2. Our second intermission coming up.
Is brought to you by Rogers. The dream goes on. This is our game.
ISO cam. Yes!
Oh my God. You gotta eat your broccoli.
This is normal life.
Great content, huh?
This is Body Armor. Real hydration with electrolytes, no colors from artificial sources, and coconut water. Choose Body Armor.
Introducing new Crest Clean Breath. Unlike a regular toothpaste, it doesn't just mask bad breath, it neutralizes bacteria for long-lasting, cleaner breath. Get that clinically proven Crest Clean Breath.
There are plenty of reasons to go, and plenty of ways Jeep can get you there. Because this Jeep Compass delivers 200 horsepower, and the roads don't have to be paved when you have class-exclusive capability. Because premium comfort comes with you in the Jeep Grand Cherokee, and the right technology keeps you connected when you go off the map. Still need reasons? Here's 2 more. Get up to $7,500 in total incentives on the 2026 Jeep Compass, or 0% financing for 72 months on a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Tomorrow, this is a statement game. Hockey Central sets the stage for a pivotal night on the ice.
Reloads, goals! Taylor Hall wins Game 2 in overtime.
Carolina remains undefeated in the playoffs. Now the series shifts to Philadelphia for a crucial Game 3. Can the Flyers seize the moment and shut down Stankoven, Blake, and Hall?
This line has been so good in the playoffs.
The pressure is on, and the stakes are high. You just have to watch the Stanley Cup playoffs on Sportsnet.
With Rogers Xfinity Internet, my whole house is ready for baseball. So this is where I buy all my memorabilia. Boom! Just got Clement's childhood glove. Mom. She's really come through for me. And this is where I stream everything.
Sweet setup.
It's all for you guys.
Michael, what is this?
Oh, yeah. That's where I keep my modem.
Get Major League Internet with Rogers Xfinity.
Yeah, Wi-Fi just pouring out of that thing.
Here at the Fox, we know men need a deodorant stick that's just as high-performing as they are. Sometimes even more so. Natural deodorant, 72-hour protection to help you feel like a man and smell like a champion. Dr. Squatch, let your stick do the talking.
GMC drivers know that not every job site has concrete. The GMC Sierra Pro Graphite delivers power and authority to find footing just about anywhere. The GMC 0% event is here. Get 0% financing on select 2026 models and limited terms. Visit your nearest dealership today. GMC, we are professional grade.
James H. Brown and Associates. Alberta's precedent-setting injury lawyers are here for you. If you've been injured in a motor vehicle accident and are unsure of what to do, call us for your free consultation. When accidents happen, go to jameshbrown.com.
Stanley Cup playoffs on Sportsnet presented by Rogers, and Kirby Dach to the rescue for the Montreal Canadiens. Buffalo looks so good. Listen, when a star makes a turnover, Kelly, I always believed that was Hasek's greatest ability as a goaltender was to pick up the star. So Tage Thompson on the turnover, and it ends up in the net. Not blaming Lyon.
No.
But
not
isn't
at
that
all.
the one that you would have felt most proud of?
Yeah, 100%, because that superstar comes right over to you and thanks you. And when you have that sort of rapport, it means a lot to a goaltender for sure.
Is that why I never got bailed out by my goalie? And I'm not even joking. I swear to God, every time I made a critical mistake, I never got a save. I'm like, just give me one chance. Because if you make the save, no one even remembers my turnover.
Maybe it's kind of telling, Kevin.
Did you buy that, Ryan? Timely save, but especially a timely save when the big gun makes a mistake.
It's like when you take a penalty and you're sitting in the penalty box and you know it's in the back of the net. Sometimes you got to do the walk of death across the ice. So it seems like it always happens.
So hockey's obviously a team game, and you win and lose as a team. But sometimes in a game where you're not really playing your best, you just need an individual effort, something that somebody can do special on their own to turn the tide. And this is Kirby Dach. Think about Game 5 in the Tampa series, the 2-1 goal. It was the same thing. It was a one-on-one individual effort, and this is all this is. It's a turnover, yes, but this play right here, not only the shot, but to stay on his feet and go to the net and dive and chip that over. That individual effort turned the tide in that period and gives them a fighting chance in the third period.
And two goals for Buffalo on the power play, I think, both by the second unit, which is pretty impressive. We talked about their power play going in the game, 4% going into in this playoffs. And you see in the first period, they're trying to do a single drop. So Tage Thompson tries to take it by himself. They're kind of all slow at the line. They're disconnected, offside. Not a great play. They try to do a single drop again, come with speed, but no one on the walls really has any speed, and they're not really able to make that next play. Fast forward to the second period, and obviously they made some adjustments. Dahlin around there, and this is a set play. So they're reading that Montreal is uptight, and they go right up the wall. That's a breakaway for the D-man. That's a great play. That's something they talk about. And the second unit, this is what they do. They get the line, and we talked about it earlier. It was just make that next play, back the D off, and you can see how they just sag after they make that play, get a little zone time. And the goals are simple. They have traffic in front of the net. This is off a lost draw. McLeod makes a great play, bats it down. Fire him right down the middle, and look, Dobish can't see anything. That's just simple, smart. When the power play's not clicking, you got to keep it simple sometimes, and it's working for Buffalo.
So it's funny, you said that they look like, well, you didn't say that, sorry. I said they look like a 4% power play in the first two power plays, and then they score a couple goals where they're just making plays. Right. Like, do you find that type of power play sometimes is more effective in the playoffs rather than a Montreal who has all these great set options, but there's a pre-scout, and you're playing the same team 7 games in a row?
100%, and that's where you can see Buffalo made the adjustment just on the entries. Once they get in the zone, they know they can make plays. You know you have a chance to score some goals, get some good looks, but the entry is so important, and the Canadiens were just great on their entries, and Buffalo made an adjustment, and you can see it pay off in this game.
And Kelly, Kevin said that Ryan Strome said that Dobish might...
That's hilarious.
I just threw you under the bus, but I did say that.
Okay, we are seeing some signs from Dobish that he's wondering what is happening in front of me, right? Like in the Tampa series, he never had to deal with screenshots. They're great at boxing out. Take a look at some of these opportunities. Here's the Greenway goal. Couldn't see it. He's screened. He's kind of puzzled. He's going to be trying to reset with his glove. That's all. He's trying to refocus right here. Okay, there's no equipment problem. And then this Jack Quinn shot right off post. Look, he's quit. He thinks that the puck has gone in the net. And then Dahlin gets a play. Here he kind of quits a little bit, then has to reset one more time. For me, this is just, and you showed this one, Ryan, can't see it, can't see it. Watch his catching glove. He's like, what is happening in front of me? This is not how we played. Give us a chance. And then, but this was, as Craig Simpson said, he's still battling. He's not giving up. I'm not ever going to suggest that, but he is still a little bit puzzled by, let's just play like we did in the last series.
And Marty didn't give him the hook. Kind of wondered.
That's right. That's really good.
All right, David Amber, Elliot Friedman at KeyBank.
All right, Ron. Well, after that fourth goal by the Sabres, Elliot and I had a conversation. We said, is there any mental, physical fatigue potentially setting in for Dobish, knowing the amount of hockey he's played? And as Craig Simpson pointed out, how intense that series was with Tampa, where there was no margins.
Never started 8 in a row like he has so far in these playoffs. And Ron, we were wondering the same thing you were. Do you pull him 4-1, give Fowler the third period, at least give Dobish a break, and let Fowler have a taste of playoff action? But you know what? 4-2, you probably don't do that now. Now, something else we're seeing tonight, guys, is that the Sabres said yesterday this would be a very different series. They said Boston took pride in not giving up odd man rushes. If they were going to do anything in that series, they were not going to give up odd man rushes, but that meant they weren't going to attack. They felt this was going to be different. Montreal was going to come at them before. They felt they would have more odd man opportunities, and so far we are seeing that.
And keep an eye on their defense. They always seem to spring their defense. Byram now, they've scored a goal from the blue line in each of their playoff games so far this postseason run.
He's been so impressive. Thank you, men. So, what do Nick Suzuki and Ryan's brother Dylan Strome have in common? If you know, I got to hand it to you. We'll have that when we come back.
This intermission is brought to you by Rogers. The dream goes on. This is our game.
The BetRivers app welcomes online casino players to an all-inclusive betting app that's got you covered.
Hi.
When you win, you get paid fast.
Secure, easy cash outs are like our secret player handshake.
Because claiming your winnings should feel like a day at the beach.
Bet Rivers, welcome to your online casino.
Everyone wants to be an astronaut, but who do astronauts want to be? New Old Spice Cosmic Quest 24/7 freshness makes me want to be Mario. He's a plumber, knows a princess. He has the confidence to fly through the galaxy wearing nothing but death. Thanks, Old Spice. Now I smell Super Mario Galaxy movie.
With Amex Platinum, meeting up for a run takes on a whole new meaning. With access to an annual travel credit and perks like late checkout at fine hotels and resorts, so you can celebrate the big race in the ways you want to. That's the powerful backing of Amex.
The Ford, it's a event? The Ford It's a Big Deal event. Right now, lease this Explorer for $258 bi-weekly. That's like $129 a week.
For the first time, got something to call mine. Oh, I need someone to talk to. Right now. Oh, we are on the way. Starting today.
What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours. And the difference is you.
Today, every order helps families with sick children.
Only few play hockey the hard way, the selfless way, the Canadian way. They are the real ones, and they drink a real good beer. Real ones know. Sleeman, proud partner of Hockey Canada.
Sometimes I feel a bit helpless with the state of the world. It feels really hard to make an impact on people's lives. But donating blood helps me feel like I'm making a difference. It makes me feel really fulfilled. Sunshine day.
We're back. The Stanley Cup playoffs on Sportsnet, presented by Instacart. Groceries just how you like. Okay, Ryan, Nick, and your brother.
Yeah, so Nick Suzuki here at the faceoff, I noticed this. He does a right-handed shot, so it looks like he's going to win the draw to the middle, but he uses his forehand, so it kind of messes up Benson there. It's a great little play. And some other great centerman that is a much better faceoff percentage than me by about 6% does the same thing. He does this all the time. This is my brother Dylan, and results in a goal here. So that's found that interesting. Kids at home can kind of try that. It messes up the other player. You don't really know where the puck's going to be won, and a good little tip to try.
Tremendous. Buffalo 36% on draws. They're struggling on the dot, so they'll sort that out in the room right now. Third period coming up.
Game day, dude. Let's go. But I still don't know which BetMGM responsible gambling tools to use. Maybe you should mull it over.
I see it now.
Mull it over.
I know what to do.
Good call.
With BetMGM's responsible gambling tools like deposit or time limits, you can always mull it over ahead of time.
Party's in the back.
With Amex Platinum, meeting up for a run takes on a whole new meaning. With access to an annual travel credit and perks like late checkout at fine hotels and resorts, so you can celebrate the big race in the ways you want to. That's the powerful backing of Amex.
The Ford, it's a event? The Ford It's a Big Deal event. Right now, lease this F-150 for $237 bi-weekly. That's like $119 a week.
Fresh fish.
Whitefish, fresh from the stall. Firm to the touch, no smell at all. Skin off, bones out, thick, not thin. Bring the sea to my kitchen.
What a difference a day makes. 24 little hours, and the difference is you.
Today, every order helps families with sick children.
Introducing Subway's Wannabe Spicy Menu. From mild Piri Piri Ranch Chicken to wild Hot Honey Chicken to wicked Nashville-style deli. All on new Ghost Pepper Bread with fiery flavors like new Hot Honey Sauce. How spicy do you want to be?
It's Miller time. When the clock seems to slow down. And to appreciate it, Miller Lite's got great taste and all 90 calories. It's Miller time.
Blast off into the vast reaches of space and discover galaxies of wonder in Super Mario Galaxy. Then team up with Yoshi in Super Mario Galaxy 2. Journey across unique worlds where a universe of surprises awaits. Limited time offer available now. Games rated E for everyone.
So with Rogers Xfinity, you can pull up games, stats, and scores. Blue Jays. Springer Dinger. May I? Davis Schneider's mustache. It's beautiful. The technology is amazing.
How you like your new Trek stock?
Oh, it's beautiful. I wish I'd done it sooner.
Thought about Treks, but I've never minded doing a little maintenance. It's rewarding.
Well, whatever floats your boat.
Trex, performance engineered for your life outdoors.
Next season in Montreal. Will Vanessa and Tommy end up closer than ever? To nature? Discover Montreal's outdoor fun.
Back in Buffalo, game one, the Sabres lead by 2, and we managed to track down the only neutral observer inside KeyBank Center here tonight. Brian Giunta, former captain of the Sabres, captain of the Canadiens and Stanley Cup champion. So what's it been like walking around here and mingling fan bases both sides?
Well, when I was doing the towel wave early on, second intermission or whatever it was, I was getting booed by the Montreal people. So it is what it is. You know what you're getting in for. I'm just rooting for a good series.
Okay. Martin St. Louis has his hands full here in the third. What do you remember about coaching against him at the youth level?
He's a heck of a coach. I just remember coaching against him, our 05 boys, and then him jumping right to the NHL. So it's all those 16U coaches out there waiting for their chance at the NHL.
Now, he claimed he never yelled at the officials at that level. Can you confirm?
No, yeah, I can confirm that. We're both very similar on the bench. Lay back and let the boys play it out, and we'll talk it out with the rest, but we won't yell at them.
Right, great to see you. All the best. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Chris.
Brian looks like he could still play. How about that distinction, captaining both teams? See the Buffalo Sabre logo though on the sweater. He knows where he is. He's in this building. Not going to walk around there. Now here we go, third period, a 2-goal Buffalo lead. Some late second period momentum. Slafkovsky took a heavy hit, but a chance. Caulfield and Lyon across as the Canadiens get a chance 9 seconds in. Again, just being a little bit over-aggressive, trying to get the big hit. The hit steps up by Samuelsson, but it creates the 2-on-1, and there's a shot there by Caulfield. Watch this, half of the net is there, doesn't get all of it, and goes right back to the other side. So even though Lyon wasn't quite there, he was able to make the save. His second shot on goal in the game. Caulfield had 4 against Buffalo in the regular season. Bouncing puck here, and it's played ahead, and a break for Benson. Dashing in, puts on the brakes. That goes off Samuelsson into the corner, and Suzuki's on it. Out comes Dobson along with Hudson. Redlining in. Canadiens have been redlining out of play. Well, now you're in third period. You've had 2 intermissions to adjust. You know, you got down by 3. You're able to cut it to 2. And as Marty St. Louis said, this last series against Tampa was so tight defensively. There wasn't a lot of open ice. Chris, we've seen a lot more odd man rushes already in this game. There is some open ice out there. You've got to find a way to try to take advantage of them here. But I think by the time you get into the third, you realize, okay, this is a completely different game than the 7 we were playing in Tampa, and you just try to adjust with it, get something early to cut the lead down to 1.
They gave up 4 in the final 3 games to the Lightning. They've given up 4 in the first 40 minutes tonight. Never got the impression we'd see a 5-4 game against Tampa Bay, but 5-4 is not out of the question here tonight or throughout the series. Demidov steals. Back it goes. Carrier. Shot got to the net. And up with it is Thompson. Flips that to center. Knocked down there. Carrier able to get on it. Demidov back to the attack. 3 shots in the game. Trying to slide past Timmins, who wouldn't let him by.
Well, if you're looking for something positive to build off, it's back-to-back shifts, good offensive zone time. I'm sure Lindy Ruff saying we got to start making some plays here, get the puck back into the other end. They're in the Buffalo zone right from the get-go.
Veleno, Doc, Bullduk on. They got things going late in the second. Veleno along the boards tried to shovel it back, but Quinn was there. Now out comes McLeod. Over the line, give and go. McLeod can't hook that in front. Timmins threw it across the front of the Montreal cage. Back in for Zucker behind the net. In front! And just missing. What a chance for Jack Quinn. Oh, man. Crossbar earlier, break here, and Doc unable to catch up to that as Lyon comes out. But another great A for Jack Quinn to expand the Buffalo lead. Quinn back in, 20-goal man this year. Anderson picks off a pass. Kozak pounding him. Dobson helps out. And now Hudson away with Deneau over the Buffalo line. Far side for Texier. It gets past him. Greenway trying to get out, and Anderson back to Hudson. Off the stick of Deneau. Texier on the forecheck. Working along the end boards and trying to work it loose. One-handed it to Deneau. Flips that in front. Off the back heel of Anderson, and the Sabres clear. So you'd say 3 straight shifts now?
Well, the one chance, you know, Quinn just couldn't believe that. He had half the net there off of just a beauty feed by Zucker on the wraparound.
Texier rolls it back in. Anderson after it against Samuelson. Worked loose to Doan. The Suzuki line comes back out. Benson tied up. Suzuki on it. Far side it goes for Carrier. Alex Carrier. Matheson shooting right on. Big rebound, and Power found it first. And he'll rim the puck, and it goes the length of the ice. The Sabre fans don't like that icing call.
Well, I mentioned how Lindy Ruff would say, okay, we got to get the puck out of our zone, start making some plays. Well, how about this for a made play? Zucker knew exactly where Quinn was. A little pressure from Veleno coming back, but just might have handcuffed him into his skates a little bit, and you saw how much net he had. He's looking at the monitor there. Yeah, shake your head. Can't believe that it's not a 5-2 game.
Off the draw, Norris prevails. Canadiens a big edge in faceoffs in the second period. Won 15 of 19. Nick Suzuki. Caulfield dashing in, playing it back. Hudson. Dobson. That slot pass for Suzuki doesn't work, but Dobson kept it alive. Caulfield for Slavkovsky. Noah Dobson drops it off. Room. Slavkovsky kicked away by Lyon. Knocked back in behind the net where Caulfield unable to control the puck, and out comes Thompson. Tage Thompson over the line. Peyton Krebs dropping for Tuck on his backhand. Centering it, knocked away, and Canadiens get back. Here's Lane Hudson. Straight ahead at center, now turns back. He wants a change. It's 20-15 Montreal. Both teams have hit iron more than once. Demidov after deep against Connor Timmins. Swung around to Matheson. Mike Matheson looking for Demidov. Up into the spot, and Lyon, an acrobatic glove stop on that.
Boy, part of the way that the Buffalo Sabres attack, it really gives some trouble to the Montreal Canadiens. So much of the crisscross in front of the D, that creates an open lane, and they're tuck on the back end. Oh, this is a tough play to make, trying to get the wraparound. Good job coming back by Suzuki, and again, it's been kind of a frustrating offensive sequence. The Canadiens have had some chances, but just not able to quite execute that last pass down low. I think Newhook at the end of the shift just wanted to make sure, got the puck and got the icing, so now they get a good fresh chance with a face-off win.
And a clean win by Evans. A Carrier shot hits the end boards. Byram an outlet. Greenway chops to center. Demidov rink wide on the tape for Evans. Drops it off. A pass there that doesn't work. And now Demidov intercepts and sends it off the boards back in deep. Rasmus Dahlin. Josh Norris returns it to the Buffalo captain, and he'll flip it high to center off the glove of Doc. Norris over the line. Close play there as Doan able to hold up to keep the play onside. Now Doc deflects it in, but from his own side of center, and that's icing Montreal.
Watch up to 4 games at once, only with Multiview. Rogers Xfinity. We got you.
Crime doesn't stand a chance when these two are on the case and each other's wild cards. All episodes available to stream now on CBC Gem. Tage Thompson scored in the opening game against Boston. He's been quiet since. Here's Tuck into the breadbasket of Dobish, with Krebs cleared from the front of the net by Doc.
Dooley took that block right into the body. He's slow to get up.
So Dooley down, and there's the stop by Dobish.
Introducing Subway's Wannabe Spicy Menu. From mild Piri Piri Ranch Chicken to wild hot honey chicken to wicked Nashville-style deli. All on new ghost pepper bread with fiery flavors like new hot honey sauce. How spicy do you want to be?
The Ford, it's a event? The Ford It's a Big Deal event. Right now, lease this Explorer for $258 bi-weekly. That's like $129 a week.
No markups at select retailers on Instacart. Fees and exclusions.
What a difference a day makes. And the difference.
Join us today for McHappy Day.
If Connor McDavid and Connor Bedard had childhood ambitions to become architects, CIBC would work with them every step of the way.
How you doing?
Hi, Connor.
Or if they wanted to be music producers.
Let's see here. I like that.
Or motorbike mechanics.
Look at that.
Whatever their ambition, CIBC would be there with a personalized plan. Just like we'll have a personalized plan for your ambitions too. CIBC, ambitions.
Delivery presented by Instacart. Get groceries delivered in as fast as 60 minutes. The Buffalo Sabres last round against Boston had all of one power play goal in the entire series. They didn't get off to a great start here tonight, but they've now got 2 in game number 1 against Montreal alone. Lindy Ruff talked about that first game against Boston. He could tell his group was tight. The one goal finally loosened everybody up. They didn't have to wait that long here in this one. Early handful of goals for Buffalo, and has got them still in the driver's seat in this third period, Chris.
Both teams were better on the road than they were at home. Both teams young. Usually the young teams would Might be a little tighter on the road, but
on the matchup game too, right? I think both teams have played that extremely well and handled it on the road. Didn't let it disrupt their offensive game.
Montreal winning 3 of 4 in Tampa Bay. Buffalo 1-2 on home ice against Boston. And they had to dramatically rally in game 1 to get that victory. Here's Byram. Good wide, good pass. Thompson drops. Alex Tuck. And he sent that wide. Matthias Samuelsson, who scored that big goal in game 1 against Boston. That's an icing call against the Sabres, who were trying to get a change going.
Yeah, that's a play for Tuck that he thought that Thompson was going to not just drive to the net, but look to get his stick into a spot. And he's just trying to hit one, not really necessarily to shoot, but he thinks maybe he's going to get, stick on the ice there for a little tap in, but Matheson kind of had his stick tied up. Thompson didn't really notice, so the center and winger didn't quite connect on that one.
Puck gets by Hudson. That allows the Buffalo change they were looking for. Lane Hudson approaching 20 minutes of action tonight. Noah Dobson's over 17. So heavy minutes in his second game back after being out for over 3 weeks. And those two back together off Slavkovsky's stick deep. Lyon let that get by him. Caulfield on it. Around to the near side, and Darlene flips it ahead and out. Samuelsson up the head, and I think Darren Pang may have made his first save in a long time. Or did it get by him?
I think he's explaining why maybe he didn't get it. Yeah. Is that blocker side? Panger. One of the game's good guys. But you always got to be careful of down there. He's a small target to hit, but
I tried to give him credit for a save, but I think the NHL stats guys may have other ideas. Jake Evans on the draw, off that face-off. Sabres get control. Got their 4th line out that has produced a goal tonight off the stick of Jordan Greenway. Malenstein leaning in there, and now Greenway on Carrier. It's a heavy line, and it's flipped away, and Newhook chasing after it. Connor Timmins, the Thorold product who used to come to Buffalo Sabre games as a kid, and now playing for Buffalo in the playoffs. And Jason Murdoch continues to be in playoff form. He just sent me a note that your 100th goal was scored against Darren Pang.
Panger.
Eight and a half minutes into the third.
I would have not have known that, Jason.
You almost seem surprised you beat him. We're not. Benson after it. It's a hit along the boards. A Byram and a bounce just past Kirby Doc. Doc on the prowl again. Puck along the boards. Flipped out to center and chopped across by Matheson.
See if you can get something from this line again. No, just a little tight offside.
Love the NHL? Bet99 Sportsbook and Casino brings every shot, goal, and storyline to life. Experience it your way. Download the Bet99 app.
Well, offside on that play, but that line giving Marty St. Louis something to think about in game number 2.
Well, especially when you're down by 2. You know, the feeling always is when you come into a third period, try to score one in the first 5 minutes. You know, split the period up into time zones, and they weren't able to do that. Try to get it in the second 5, and just give yourself that opportunity to not have to wait so long. Get some urgency into your game. See how much the defense will jump in here trying to create something offensively.
Top line's out there. They have a power play goal tonight off the stick of Nick Suzuki. Krebs forced back. Rink wide pass intended for Tuck, doesn't get across the ice. Dahlin able to swivel away from Slavkovsky and bounce it in.
Short shifts at this stage, right? Like even Buffalo, make sure you don't get caught. Dump it in over the line, get the change so you don't get hemmed in or have to deal with an icing.
Rattled around by Hudson, but easily played back out by Buffalo. Caulfield back in his own zone. Got it back from McLeod, then lost it. Here's Quinn. Jack Quinn off the post. Another off iron. That's 2 for Quinn in the game. And a race for this. Anderson catching up, and just getting there in the nick of time was Connor Timmins. Sent ahead off Zucker to center. What a burst that was by Anderson, who scored in games 1 and 2 against the Lightning. Texier on the forecheck. Jack-Eye activates. Anderson able to play that. And now back to Anderson. Couldn't get his shot away. And Zucker, end of a shift, will just steer it back in.
You see when certain shifts have a different pace. And you can tell on the heels of the Suzuki line, that line came out with a real purpose. And then again, it was Anderson trying to get a little bit of a spark with his speed and energy.
Jack-Eye with a little shot on Zucker as Zucker went off. Mike Matheson at center, taken away by Kozak. Here's Kozak in across, and Dona's got a stick on that. Matheson able to work away from Greenway. Greenway ran him into the Montreal bench. Here's Lane Hudson working in. Demidov trying to help out. Evans at the line. And it's kicked out by Greenway. And he'll dump it down the ice for a change.
And so you see the Buffalo answer is to get that line out again. And the one purpose and one purpose only. Get on the body, get the crowd back into it. Now you got energy in the game.
Off the stick of Valeno. Storming in with Bolduc. Played off the boards, and out comes Benson. Shifting gears. Zach Benson in. Benson hangs on and flips it to the far side. Dahlin had jumped on the play. Backing him up is Doan. That shot knocked down in front by Dobson. Dobson rolled that through, and now Hudson with a little room. Up for Valeno and Doc. A backhand into the zone with under 8 minutes left in the third. Tage Thompson plays that, and knocked out to center by Benson. There's Hudson into the skates of Slavkovsky and back. A little room for Dooley, who had gone off, but Dooley back in the fray as that goes high off the glass, but stays in play. Caulfield, Caden Dooley, back up for Carrier, trying to roll that through. Caulfield along the inboards, smothered by Thompson. Puck came loose. Carrier will knock it back in and around. Slavkovsky after it. Canadiens trying to hem the Sabres here with Slavkovsky shooting, and that goes wide. Chance for Krebs to clear, and he'll dump it out. Both teams changing. 6.5 left, third period. Danault's out there now. Kept alive by Anderson. Danault in the corner. And Texier dug it out. Alex Texier back at the line, hounded by Byram. Got it to Jack-Eye, and that one ends up on the screen and out. So Jack Quinn hits iron again, and it's still 4-2 Buffalo.
The Ford, it's a event? The Ford It's a Big Deal event. Right now, lease this Explorer for $258 bi-weekly. That's like $129 a week.
No markups.
No markups! Select retailer! No markups! Select retailer!
Fees and exclusions apply.
Good night!
This is the way. Enter for your chance to win with Orville Redenbacher. The Mandalorian in Grogu. Only in theaters May 22nd.
These days, it seems like you're always up against the clock. So count on Jiffy Lube for fast, dependable, warranty-approved service.
Jiffy Lube, keeping you moving.
Here in Buffalo, but Sabres fans dancing now through one round, up a pair with 6:14 to go in game one against Montreal, Chris.
Shots are 5-1 Montreal here in the third. Mallenstein on the puck and into the Canadian zone, in behind the net. First one to it is Kozak, the Souris Manitoba product. Gets it to Mallenstein, and Greenway in front, and that's off the side of the net. Another close call for Buffalo. Demidov's away. They're unpiling back in the Montreal zone as Demidov tries to come up with a puck, and now Newhook back against the flow. Hudson steps up and puts it on goal. Greenway comes off the boards with the puck, but not out. Kept in. Off the skate of Evans, who gets it back. Evans trying to get that to Newhook, unsuccessful, and it's played past Dobson and out. Wayne Hudson back in his own zone, 5:10 to go, third period. Here's Keegan Gooley. Gooley in, centers that, bounce past Caulfield. And back the other way, Josh Stone. Swung out to center, and Nick Suzuki turns. On the move is Carrier over the line. Alex Carrier in behind for Slavkovsky. Let it go for Suzuki. Bounced it in front. Caulfield trying to come up with that, and Carrier sent it wide. Owen Power. A high flip, bouncing back into Montreal ice. Suzuki draped along the boards, turned over. Tage Thompson shooting. That turned aside, and now Gooley looks up ice. He's got Doc. It hit Doc's stick, so no icing as Doc goes in on the forecheck. Around it goes for Stanley. Anderson unable to knock that down, and back goes Matheson. Trying to shake the checking of Tuck, and does. Up off Doc again and deep. Flying out of the net. Stanley trying to team a bouncing puck. Anderson knocked it down. Back it comes to Matheson. Looks for a shooting lane and sent that wide. A rebound hooked in front. Across the goal mouth, and Tuck will clear.
You wonder if Dovish might follow up fairly soon here. 3:33, you need a pair. If you can get control, get him hemmed in a little bit, try to get the extra attacker.
Zucker worked it out, and now a race for this, and getting back was Hudson. Some good work there. Around it goes to Newhook. Demidov's on the move. Here comes Ivan Demidov. In behind the net. Noah Dobson sends that on goal. Chance Evans blocked in front. And that takes a bite out of Darlene. Hudson again right on. Cleared away from the front of the net by Samuelson. And Dovish starting to leave the net, and he's headed to the bench. The extra attacker comes on. Dobson, and that's under the skate of Lyon, who holds on.
Boy, you see Dahlin barely able to get off. Just one of the best chances that Montreal has late in this game. The rebound's right there for the taking. Evans with the quick shot right in the inside knee. Dahlin keeps it out of the net.
Head-to-head, Nissan wins. That's why we're #1 in new vehicle quality. Rogue goes the distance, up to 800 kilometers per tank. Sentra is the #1 compact car for new vehicle quality. No wonder Nissan is Consumer Guide's most awarded brand 5 years in a row. Experience our award-winning Japanese engineering. Compare and see for yourself. Right now, get financing rates starting from 0%.
Smart buyers recognize timing. With the new HST rebate offering up to $130,000 on new homes for all home buyers, it's the smart time to buy. Now you can unlock townhome living in the city from only $899,900 at the Towns of Lambton Mills. Live where the energy of the Junction meets Humber Valley's natural tranquility. Where designs were created with you in mind and every detail infused with luxury. Register today to unlock the best value on a 3-bedroom home in Toronto.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so, did you?
I got it.
Well, it's been a new look second round. And the matchup between these two teams, they were 5th and 7th in the Atlantic a year ago. And here they are in the Atlantic Division Final.
Yeah, amazing, really. The amazing turnaround for the Buffalo Sabres after, again, just another shaky start to the season, 11-14-4. Then they went on a 10-0 run, and they've been able to have those little stretches. You saw that number back in the second round since 2007, Chris. Well, in game 1 of the playoffs since 2006, the Sabres are 8-1, and they're under 3 minutes here from making that a 9-1 record in game 1.
The glass or screen issue here, but the ice crew here at Buffalo with some quick work got a big ovation. Dobish on the bench, extra attacker out, and Rasmus Dahlin went down to the dressing room during the break. I believe he is back on the Buffalo bench. That puck fired around. It is not icing.
That looked like it was there for Dobbs.
Maybe not as egregious as Anaheim Vegas, but a no icing call that doesn't result in any damage. Hudson sends it in. That one bouncing around for Demidov. Gets it back to Slafkovsky. He fires it right into the glove of Lyon.
You watch that shot, though, Chris. You got 6 guys there, not one player in front of Lyon. Lyon's a 6'1" goaltender, and now everybody to the outside. Look at the goals that have gone in on Dobish that he didn't even see. The only potential screen is Timmins, and he just makes sure he gets out of the way. That's inexcusable. You've got to get a body of one of those 6 to get into the eyes of the goaltender.
Deveau wins the draw cleanly. Canadiens over 60% again. Caulfield swung it across. That hit Samuelson to the far side. Noah Dobson's got it. And a one-timer Suzuki. A change-up that floats high. Here's Caulfield in front. And Lyon with a big stop there off Slafkovsky. Quick centering feed by Caulfield. Digs it out again, but then gets checked. Gets it back, and that gets away from Dobson and rolls down the ice. Noah Dobson back in. He'll go to the end boards to flip that around. Krebs after it. Slafkovsky to Hudson, and that did come outside the line on a close play. Offside called.
Well, here's all hands on deck, get to the front of the net here, and a knuckleballer kind of hard for Lyon. You see how he got tied up, but then able to get back to his post. Slafkovsky with not much there to gain, and That was a bit of a misread by Lyon. He turned around but got himself square up against that post to make a save.
Slafkovsky 4 shots on goal, 5 for Blaine Hudson, and a timeout called by Marty St. Louis here.
You know, one storyline in that first round was the Montreal Canadiens survived their top line just doing this offensively. Only Suzuki was able to get a goal and an assist 5-on-5. His wingers, nothing going there. And here again in game one, the same kind of story. So Chris, you know, there comes a time, I know the frustration, you can't let it settle in. If you're Cole Caulfield coming off 51, you had 30 goals on the other side of Slafkovsky. You're just looking for that one break. Maybe that'll open up the dam and allow you to get your offensive game going. But I don't think you're going to win 2 series in a row with that top 9 not producing 5-on-5.
It has not been as smothering as the Tampa Bay Lightning. You'd think the chances should start to come. Face off one. Hudson tried to break in, got checked. And back the other way. Benson unable to get a shot away. 6-on-5. Just over a minute remaining in regulation time. Slafkovsky in, around it goes. There's Suzuki trying to get it to Caulfield. It goes to Slafkovsky, back to the captain. And Lee Hudson at the line. Final minute, third period. Dobson deflected wide. Looked like that ticked the stick of Slafkovsky. Suzuki holding, centering it, and back the other way. It went right back through the goal mouth, off the stick of Demidov. What a setup by Suzuki. Ivan Demidov still looking for that elusive first playoff goal. Dobson turned aside into the corner. Canadiens getting their looks, under a half minute to go. And Hudson in deep. Hudson trying to get it back. And now Buffalo on it and into the Sabre bench. 16.5 as the clock is draining on the Canadiens.
Well, you mentioned the cross-crease pass here. Suzuki, a little give and go with Caulfield. He's waiting for the lane to open up. You can see tough angle though for Demidov. Puts it right through, and Chris, it looks like it's been worth the 15-year wait, right? 14 years without the playoffs, and here in game one of round 2, the Buffalo fans letting their team know how they feel.
The 11 won the shots in the third, but Canadiens have not been able to close the gap. And they're running out of time. And the Sabres are going to take game 1. .26 stop for Alex Lyon, who is 0 for 2 against the Canadiens in the regular season, but helps backstop the opening game victory here in the division final as they celebrate in Quebec and out along Canal side here in Buffalo tonight.
Well, how about the story of Alex Lyon? He still hasn't allowed more than 2 goals in a game since he started. Came in game 2 in the third period, and since then has really played some great hockey for these Sabres.
A sputtering power play coming into the game. They click twice with the man advantage, and that turns out to be a difference in the game tonight. 26 stop for Lyon. Final shots 28-16 Montreal. Friday night we'll have game 2 right back here in Buffalo. We'll step aside. Ron and the gang with more after this.
Even if we're just dancing in the dark.